Hello again. Jessica G here. I hope you are having a great and blessed day. Just by waking up in the morning and breathe, we should all consider that a blessing from God. His mercies are new every morning. So, I'm going to quote another short portion of Chapter 2 from my book, A Journey to Freedom Victoriously. Here we go. When I entered the classroom, students stared, but they didn't know how to interact with me. Some of them appeared as if they were frozen in place, while others walked towards me and touched my arms, hands, feet, and wheelchair. I also didn't know how to interact with them, so I began to feel a bit nervous and afraid. I did believe we had lots of similarities between us. After all, we were children around the same age, yet I felt I was somehow different. As time passed, I concluded this environment wasn't for me and I needed to be elsewhere to thrive. So, as you can hear, it was my first day of school outside of home. Prior to this, I was being homeschooled by a special education teacher. I go in depth about this in the book, but to be honest, I really wasn't being educated by her, it was mostly entertainment. Therefore, she and my nurse ended up convincing my parents that they should leave a public school. So I won't give so much away. I ended up being put in a special education school, which was specifically designed for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I was physically disabled, not intellectually or developmentally disabled. There's a huge difference. Therefore, I didn't like the environment for me. I would get distracted very quickly, and it was hard for me to pay attention to the teacher. Let's talk about special education. I know lots of people have heard of the term, but very few actually know what it entails. When people hear the term special education, it's probably automatically assumed that only students with intellectual and developmental disabilities belong there. That's not always the case, though. Students who have physical impairments are also included in the special education program. However, it all depends on the student's needs. That's why I.E.Ps are very important and need to be followed. In my case, I did need to be in the special ed program, but not in special ed classes. I was placed in the wrong classroom because I was cognitively fine. I won't go political in this video, but the Department of Education is very much needed for students with disabilities from K to 12 and even college. Yes, I did go through discrimination even though I had my I.E.P., but this document protected me from being put in an environment where I did not belong again. Everyone has their views and I respect, but the reality is that the Department of Education does advocate for us. It does protect us from being segregated in the educational system. It gives us equal education, and it doesn't exclude us. I was part of the special education department because I needed accommodations, not because I was cognitively impaired. There's a huge difference between those two things. As I stated in the book's summary, one size does not fit all. Special education does not apply the same for every student. We need to be clear on that. We need to continue fighting for our education when it comes to students with disabilities. We can't go back to segregation like our community once was. However, in another video, I'm going to talk about how some school professionals took advantage of my disability to charge the school district for services that were not given. So, stay tuned for more content. Remember to share this video to continue creating awareness and to expand this profile. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to post them in the comments. I will post the link for whoever wants to purchase my book in both English and Spanish. I love you guys and God bless you.